God, there is so much to talk to you guys about. I have been slack. I have been suffering with neck and head and all that other stuff that normally happens, and basically in my own little world of not coping. I want to talk to you guys about Emerald and Mr. Martin Broad. We're going to put this on the Angela Kay Instagram page and also talk to you about it on the Brain Injury Community Facebook page. So if you haven't gone over and followed that, please start doing so. Now, you may have heard me speak about Martin previously. Martin is a fellow that I met through the Queensland Disability Network Emerging Leaders Program. Martin's story, it's a doozy. 2010, Martin got himself a dream job, earning big bucks. So as any good-looking, studly, gorgeous 34-year-old, went out, had a few drinks with his mates to celebrate. In a nutshell, he had a little bit too much to drink and made a not very wise decision, and decided that he could climb onto the seventh balcony, onto his balcony, 7 stories up, so that he could get in through the sliding door because he'd left his keys at home. So he's on the 6-story balcony climbing up to the 7th, and he fell. And yeah, the guy literally is a walking miracle. I don't know how he still is walking, but he's walking, he's talking, he can communicate quite well. He certainly does have a lot of challenges that come with having a brain injury, and he has very visible challenges as well as the invisible challenges that happen within the brain. He has certainly not lost any of his charm or any of his larrikin sense of humour. He really is a really interesting guy. Anyway, Martin is doing Martin's goal, dream, plan, life. He wants to be out there doing a lot more public speaking and motivational speaking and talking to people about, the dangers of making the wrong decisions when you've had way too much alcohol. So he has so far on his own, he's addressed a few of the schools in the Emerald area, which is where he lives. And the brain injury community, this is where we come in. We've kind of taken him under our wing, and I have been working with him and about getting him out there, getting him to different organisations, not just schools. We have a long list of different organisations that we are going to contact, so that he can get out there and speak to more people about, alcohol and the dangers of making wrong decisions. So I spent some time with Martin, and I went out to Sapphire where he lives with his mum. He spent some time living in supported living in Emerald, and then spent some time living with his mum, and worked with him some more, and spent some time with his mum and spoke to her a fair bit. And we spoke about the challenges of, having your 40-plus-year-old son living at home with you, dependent upon you. Something that you certainly did not plan on, but now is her new reality. Her life changes. Her life goals and plans certainly have changed, because she does need to care for her son. And then Martin struggled because he is very much aware that mum's plans have changed, and his limitations of now being a 40-plus-year-old man with a brain injury, and what his life expectations and dreams and goals were, and the changes in that. So it was really interesting. And then we also had the challenges of living in a very rural and remote area. I mean, Emerald is deemed regional and rural, but they don't, where Martin lives out in Sapphire, they don't even have internet connection. So it's quite interesting actually. So I will be spending a lot more time with him over the coming months, because it's not a quick process. It is a slow process in getting that exposure out there for him and receiving sponsorship for him and booking him in and getting him out to talk to different organisations. So if you are interested in actually having Martin come and speak with you, please send us a message, an email, call us, something in the comments, whatever. However you'd like to contact us in this wonderful world of technological advances, and we'll talk. Also, whilst I was out in Emerald, I ran our first workshop, which is called Brain Injury, Validation and Language. The name says it all. It's all about the right language to use with your clients who have brain injuries or your loved ones, and how to validate them, because without validation, our world is such a struggle. I say that from experience, and that my brain injury was certainly not validated by medical professionals in the first 12 months, nor with my partner at the time. And, up until, I would say the marriage ended really, I really didn't get a lot of validation at home. The kids could see it, and they were great, but yeah, didn't get a lot of validation from the other adult in the household. So, validation is really important. Can you imagine walking into a doctor's surgery and your leg is broken in 3 places and you've got bones poking out of your leg, and the doctor says, "Oh, you'll be right, go home. Keep your leg elevated, tomorrow you'll be right, limp it through, you'll be fine, not an issue." That's what we live with every day. As an example, I may have mentioned in the last posts, my accident happened in 2012. I think I had cortisone injections in 2012, but yesterday I had cortisone injections, and that's to address the pain that I have in my neck, where the camper trailer lid got me in the back of literally where the head and the neck sit together. So yeah, C1 through to C3. I had injections in C2 and C3 yesterday. So I had injections back in 2012, but nothing to even think about pain relief or will it work again in the last, how many years is that? 9 years. So, where was I going with that? I forget where I was going with that. Do you remember where I was going with that? No?
If you walked into doctors...
Thank you. Validation. That's where I was going with that. Oh my Lord. Did I tell you I haven't had any sleep at all? I have Elise and Sean here with me, and they just, yeah. Anyways, so we ran our first workshop. It's first titled workshop. I've done a lot of presentations to conferences and seminars and things like that over the last 3-4 years. But this was our first workshop. We put it all together in 2 hours, and I think it went really well. And it was great. It was really, really good. I have to admit, I got sent the feedback forms a couple of days later, and there was a few tears in the eye. So I was very excited to be presenting that, because it doesn't matter where you live, doesn't matter where you are in Australia. This workshop is designed in particular for service providers, for allied health professionals, how to talk to your client and what it's really like. It's that lived experience interjected with the training. So I was really excited to offer that. Long term with the workshop, at the moment, I'm offering it, offering it wherever, but COVID won't really let us travel a lot. So Southeast Queensland, within the Queensland area, we're travelling out and doing these workshops. Long-term goal, and this is where the brain injury community comes in, is we will be looking at other people living with brain injuries in the rural and the remote and the regional areas, and training them to share their lived experience while delivering these workshops. Because it's not just about me, it's about all of us that are living with a brain injury. And the strength that it gives somebody to be able to stand up in front of a group of people and share your story and have them actually want to listen to you and have pure interest, I suppose, is that the right word? In listening to your story and listening to what you have to say. That's really powerful to someone living with an invisible illness in particular. So, that's what I think.